Hi, welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Paul Lisnick. So many villages around the Chicagoland area, some doing very well, and some the home of manufacturing, and because of that, and because they're homes to significant businesses, they have to make sure they're taking care of everything so the machines work and keep functioning on time. Let me introduce you to the mayor of one of those villages who's making that happen. Barrett Peterson, the mayor for the village of Franklin Park, comes back to join me. Good to see you again.
Always nice to see you, Paul. Thanks for having me.
And is that fair enough to say that Franklin Park, I mean, the business function, the manufacturing, so important that you've got to keep that ship running?
We're right next to O'Hare Airport. We're the 6th largest manufacturing center in Illinois, and workers have to get to where they're going in order to be employed, and manufacturers want their employees there on time.
And of course, one of the companies I always like to mention it because I love candy, and so you got to be taking care of one of the most important companies you got there, right?
Yep, Nestle, Baby Ruth and Butterfinger, made in Franklin Park. And if you're a man, you go into a public restroom, it's almost always a Sloan valve made in Franklin Park.
Unbelievable. It would have been nice if you brought a little candy here. I just want to point that out. One of the things that you're also getting a lot of credit for, you bring a lot of money into Franklin Park, and you've done it through grants, so much so that others, the state, right, has looked at you and said, you know what, Barrett, can you do this? This is pretty good. Do this for us, do it for others.
Paul, we've gotten 6 grants in the last 2 months, and the county and the state now call and say, hey, we've got this grant available, nobody's applying, would you put it together and apply on behalf of the other communities? And we're doing a bang-up job, and they're very pleased with what we're doing.
Is there a magic to it? What's the secret?
John Schneider, phenomenal community development director, was with the county, was with the city, started the economic development department of the city. He came to Franklin Park, and it's just been one of the best things that ever happened to us.
Let me go back to the manufacturing component, focus on that a little bit, because you recently got an award that recognizes the good work that's going on.
Alliance of Illinois Manufacturers recognized us as the Manufacturing Partner of the Year. We had an industrial vacancy rate when I took over 5 years ago of about 16%. We're now down to 7%, and the buildings that are available are small buildings. Everything above 30,000 is practically occupied.
Wow, and the White House took some note of that as well.
Yes, they did. They identified us as well as 11 other communities in the United States as a manufacturing center, which opens us up to available grants. They've put together $1.2 billion for the different type of development that they're going to be doing, and metal manufacturing fabrication is one of them. Franklin Park is a metal fabrication center of Illinois.
Obviously, infrastructure, very important. I want to talk about that in a couple of different ways. First of all, maintaining it, but secondly, you and I were talking before the show about snow, and I talk about just the hassle of, I live in the city, and the snow, and you said, come out to Franklin Park, we plow the alleys. I'm like ready to move.
We do. As a matter of fact, we have one of the best snow plowing in the area. In the blizzard of 2010, there were 3 school districts that were open: Rosemont, Franklin Park, and Riverside. In the whole 6 counties, all the other school districts were closed. Ours were open up because parents have to go to school and employees have to get to work.
How do you pay for it? I mean, everybody's cutting services. There's no money, but you guys pay for it. How do you do it?
We were able to do it by cutting overtime and scheduling people to come in when we felt there was going to be a snow, so we'd give them the day off beforehand. And we're dedicated to making sure that manufacturers have their jobs. We have a large industrial tax base. We make sure that we spend that making sure workers get to work on time.
And part of that, I think, when you were talking about, you were saying you've got a small sales tax that all the other communities have. You didn't, but you were able to institute it, and that covers a lot of the infrastructure.
We did it by
efforts.
referendum, Paul, and it was great. We told people, if you pass this referendum for a 1% non-home rule sales tax, we'll dedicate 100% of it to street repair. Every other community around us had it, and the referendum passed by 63%, which was very gratifying.
A few seconds left. What's on your agenda for the next project? What are you focusing on now?
Well, we have to get the Elgin O'Hare Western Access through. We're working with the colleges, the high school and the grammar school, and workforce development. Want to make sure that we don't have to import manufacturing workers. The average age of the skilled manufacturing workers 54 years old in the United States. We have to make sure that we replace those workers.
All right. My guest, Barrett Peterson, mayor for the village of Franklin Park. I'm going to go have a Baby Ruth bar. I'm Paul Lisnick. This is Comcast Newsmakers. Bye-bye.